Welcome back to Crypto Today, everything decentralized. Today we're going to be talking about Pundix, a recap of May 2019. While this past month has been a great one regardless of price action for Pundix, my personal favorite, however, was the acquisition of the FCC and CE certifications. Aside from these certification, which in my opinion, by the way, will play a big role on the rollout and acceptance of the XPOS device around the world, Pundix has also opened up their platform to accept personal businesses, merchants, and so on tokens, granted that all of the requirements are met. And one of them being the acquisition of NPXS tokens to fuel their tokens journey. And up to date, I'm not really 100% sure of what tokens that what merchants will want to use their own personal tokens for, but I'm assuming that it's going to be things like reward systems and so on. But regardless of what they make of it, they will need the NPXS tokens to fuel their tokens. Now, there has also been some events such as the presentations in Medellin, APAC in Singapore, the X Blockchain meetup in Seoul, Korea, and some new merchants, including one in California, which I believe the FCC CE certifications will definitely play a big role in the rollout of XPOS devices in the United States as well as Europe and more parts of the world. But I do believe those two areas are definitely going to be targeted heavily. Now, Pundix has also removed 14,545,577,911 NPXS mixed with NPXS 7 tokens in Q1 of 2019. Now, out of that amazing number, they have removed a total of 7.59 billion NPXS tokens. Which is a pretty big number, and I believe that as time goes on, they're definitely going to find ways to remove some tokens just to lessen the total supply, which will in return help Pundix NPXS a little bit. However, I do believe that in the scenario that the XPOS is basically gone live in most major markets and most major retailers and things like that, I do believe that the max total supply, the high supply that we currently have, will definitely be very beneficial when that time rolls out. So I'm pretty sure that they don't want to hinder the total supply too much, but again, that's just my opinion, and I believe that it will be beneficial when that time comes around. Now, aside from all of this, our volume surged past 40 million US dollars and recently calmed down, however, which is around 13 million US dollars currently. But the point of me pointing that out is just to give you guys an idea of the power that NPXS has been showing lately. And I believe that volume tells us several things, and one of them being the interest in the market that is NPXS, and it definitely shows that it's being very strong lately. And I would not be surprised if we surpass 100 million US dollars in volume in the year to come or so on. But I personally believe we're going to surpass that, and I strongly believe that we might see a 1 cent per NPXS token sometime this year or the next year around. I believe Pundix will surprise us among other digital assets. Just remember, to win big, you must be willing to take big risks, and the whole cryptocurrency markets ecosystem delivers just that. Keep in mind that it can all go away and have no value. However, I strongly believe in cryptocurrency, and I believe that it's definitely going to change the world in different ways, especially the underlying technology that is blockchain. And so far, for the whole space, it is truly showing very strong indicators that it will not just crumble tomorrow and just go away. At least not all digital assets, because one way that we can compare this is looking back at the dot-com era, which a lot of dot-com companies and things like that, startups, came out of nowhere, and most of them went just like that. Just as quickly as they came, they were gone. And I feel like that's going to be a similar case for cryptocurrency. I believe that because right now we're at 2,000 something tokens out there, and definitely all of those 2000s, I personally don't believe that all those 2000s will succeed. I believe that it's going to probably be like 10% or something like that will actually succeed. However, I'm just throwing random percentages out there. That's just what I'm thinking at the top of my head. I do believe that Pundix will be among one of the ones that will actually succeed, but again, only time will tell. Now, As for NPXS, we're currently sitting at 11 sats, but I strongly believe that we may touch the 100 sat mark in a year or two to come. Just keep in mind that this is my own personal analysis and my own personal speculation, and it's not something to be taken as financial advice. Now, that pretty much covers it for this video, but if you guys find something that I missed out, make sure to leave that in the comments below so I can look it over and see what it's all about. I do believe that I cover some of the major points that have happened this past month. But again, let me know what you guys think, and let's start that conversation going in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.